Hello and welcome back to the final episode of Goldcrest Valley and Farm Simulator 2017. This will be our last episode. There is, I have no idea how long this episode will be, but we have done all the work we're going to. We're ending in midwinter and we will in fact be moving immediately after this. So I will just turn the lorry around and head back to the forest with it. This time I'll go a different way. And you may notice we have a little bit more money than we did at the end of the last episode. That is due to selling everything that we had in preparation for moving. And that is what we are going to continue doing. We have some leased vehicles we need to return. We have a couple of owned vehicles that we are going to sell. And yeah. My plan is to actually purchase a specific vehicle and hit the road ready for moving. But before we do, we will take one last look around the lovely scenery that is Goldcrest Valley. So obviously we are at the shop just now, but we will be using the Follow Me mod to head back here with the rest of the equipment. I have sold our Profihopper, or however you pronounce it. I've sold that in preparation for this. That vehicle was just a little bit too slow, so we will be just heading down to the farm, show you what is left in the farm, which is admittedly not an awful lot. Very safe overtake there. So yeah, I'm actually sad to see the end of this series. This is a map that I do enjoy, but unfortunately it is just the way it's got to be. We do have all this grain here. We may do something with that before we leave. I'm not entirely sure just yet, but we may. In fact, we probably will, just to clear everything. So as you can see, we did get a harvest out of these 3 fields. As you can see, the farm is looking very bare. Our modular farm buildings were dismantled and sold. They were collected overnight. If we head back up into the woods here, or what's left of the woods, there's not much left in here either. We will also be selling our sheep, but what we need to do first of all is try and turn this lorry around and park it over here. We'll leave the engine running. The reason we're doing that is because we need to go over to, in fact, we'll turn it off for the time being. It seems kind of pointless to leave it running. So we'll just head over here and jump in the Manitou. The reason we're jumping in this is it has a tow hitch. It's not the quickest vehicle in the world, but seeing as this is the last episode, let's do things a little bit different. We will do a little bit of off-roading. We will try and make it down this area here without ruining the Manitou. So it does pick up quite a bit of speed going down the hill. and just for the sake of it, we will just take shortcuts across here, like so. And again, straight across the road here, just to show off the very realistic, well, I say very realistic, the reasonably realistic off-roading in Farming Simulator. It's not quite spin tires, but it is pretty reasonable. So we will just hitch up to our water trailer here. Obviously we can't do any off-roading with this attached. The water trailer that didn't even get to do one full tank, which is unfortunate that the series has ended so soon, but it's clearly not what has been desired from the channel, so I have to acknowledge that and move on with other things. This will certainly not be the end of Farming Simulator on the channel. There is always going to be a slot for Farming Simulator on my channel. I do absolutely love Farming Simulator, so it's not going to be going anywhere anytime soon. Some of you may be very happy about that, some of you not so much, but I do really enjoy this game and don't want to stop playing it really. It's just a fantastic game. It's just this map obviously isn't the one that people want to see, which is understandable. This series came about initially because I didn't actually have permissions to start with for any mods. So if you remember back to the start of the series, I was playing the game without any mods for around an episode, and then the permissions started to come in after that. So I have had permissions for a lot of the mods. I've also come to the conclusion that you don't necessarily need permission as long as credit is given, and I do make a point of giving credit to every mod that I use, even if it is not featured in the episode, with the exception of the other maps that I have installed. And the reason for that is because the maps are you know, series dependent on what map I use. That's not something that would appear in the game, whereas the other mods may. So follow me set onto the back of the lorry here, and we'll just head up to the Ponzi Scorpion King and head down the hill with this. It has been good fun using this piece of equipment. It's a very, very fancy tractor. I do like it. Unfortunately it's a bit too expensive to use all the time, but that's fine. So as you can see, follow me is working as it always has. Very, very handy mod, very useful. So yeah, not much left of Goldcrest Farm there. It's not the last you will see of this map. This map will be kept, well, the save game will be kept for the purposes of showcasing mods and things like that, the occasional special episode, and maybe some random silly videos here and there. But yeah, that's the intention with this one. But as for an every day type series or even a frequent upload series. It's come to the end of its life. Now I've chosen to drive the Ponce back to the shop because it's just a very, very cool tractor. There's some wool to sell, but it's of very, very minimal amount, so I'm not going to bother with that. It's there's really nothing there, to be honest. Just make sure we don't hit that. Not sure if the lorry's going to miss it. Yeah, the lorry's going to miss it. I actually thought we'd sold all our grain, so that may help our bank balance quite a bit with any luck. There isn't any kind of great demand on, so we'll only add a little bit to the bank, but it's better than nothing. So yeah, very nice map, very American, which is obviously the whole point. Steered in a bit too much there. Hopefully the lorry's going to do exactly the same, because that's just what happens. The Follow Me mod is very intelligent. It if I press the beacons button, the beacon on the vehicles behind me come on, which may be a good thing, even though this vehicle doesn't have beacons or indicators of any kind. Clearly not meant for road use. Oh, don't want to do that. Drive over our own cutting header. I'm all over the road. I promise I've not had anything to drink. So I'll just turn the time scale down for now. Don't want to get in too dark too soon. But yeah, lovely little town here. Quite a large town for a farming simulator map, admittedly. But given that most other maps have multiple towns, it's okay, I think. I don't mind it anyway. There's here quite a drone coming off the tractors. I'm being overtaken by a couple of SUVs. I think they're supposed to be Chevrolets. Maybe Chevrolet Blazers, I think. I'm not entirely sure. So just move it over into this lane and get ready to give these machines back. Kind of sad to see this one go. I did thoroughly enjoy this machine. Put a full hour on it. I missed my turning altogether there. And now the lorry is going to have fun with that one. Just too busy looking at the tractor. Oh, the lorry made it in. So over to the sell point. They gave us so much trouble at the start of this series. And that's the Scorpion King away. I'll just pull the lorry through enough that the trailer is also in the trigger. It's quite a good lorry as well. It worked well for the map. I've noticed that that's one issue with Farming Simulator is, well, Farming Simulator 17 is that you were previously able to just repeatedly sell things, but with this one you have to move away. I'm not sure if that was done on purpose. But repair that before we sell it. So yeah, we are now completely vehicle-less. But what we need to do is we need a belt system of sorts. Load it to the next conveyor belt. Not sure of the height of that one. It may be the correct belt for us. I'll just take it in red and I'll only lease it, no point buying it. And we need a tractor of sorts. What's a very good tractor for us? Something that we've never had before. Kind of tempted to get the Challenger here. I'll go for the quad track actually, because and we'll go all out. Biggest engine possible. Just simply because we can. It is the final episode, so let's make it worth watching. We're going to need a reasonably big trailer. Do I have any? I don't have any big trailers, but don't want anything ridiculous. Maybe. Yeah, I'll go for that one. Not sure if the conveyor belt is actually going to work for that. I'm just going to have a look. I do have my doubts. Is that really it? I'll turn on the, I've never used the conveyor belts before, so I'll just turn on the help window. Does it drive itself? Look at that, 3 miles an hour. Very interesting. Looks like it is an absolute mile away from where it actually needs to go. Let's see if there's a better one. Belt systems. This takes everything. Goes from one belt to the next. This one does look much higher. I'll lease it. It's only £1,000, so we'll just never used a belt, so it's at least worth looking at. This looks much more like it. So it does that. And we can make it even longer. That will work. The height that thing can get to. That's the one we want. That is ideal. Now, does this trailer have a hitch at the back? No, it doesn't. So what we'll do is, can't believe I'm going to say this, but we'll jump into this conveyor belt here and return it. Saying that, I'm not sure if we actually need this one. We might. how does this one .45-degree angle, whatever that means. Let's go fold belt. Unfold belt, fold belt. Doesn't seem to have any kind of way of I think I know what I have to do here. This is just trial and error. Never done anything like this before. I think this one has to go on to the front of that one. If I'm wrong, you can shout at me in the comments, but I think it's something like that. Maybe the wrong end, or maybe they just sit one in front of the other. No idea. Does seem to be a pin up there. Yeah, I'm just at the wrong angle here. Still seem to be a mile away. That's roughly where I'd expect it to be. Maybe I connect on the other one. Yep. Let me just see here. Yep, that's both of them. It's quite a conveyor system. So, go back into this conveyor belt and can I still unload? Not unload, unfold. Apparently not. So they have to be taken separately. It's good to know, I suppose. Oh, I can push that. No, that's... Nope. So I'll just try and unhitch it. Like so. Like I said, trial and error. If I do that, and then come over here. Did I put it back in that? Even though I was over here. Okay, and look at this behemoth of a thing. The exhaust is bigger than a lot of cars. That is a beast of a tractor. Not even sure if this can take these trailers, but I'm going to try. So I clearly am also going to need some kind of front loader type thing. Don't need anything big, skid steer would do. Or I could just go all out, and I think that's what I'll do. I'll go for something very different because I can design. I'll go for the forestry design with front support. Yep, no reason for this in the slightest. just something. You know, just because I want to. Now I need to take 2 belt systems back, so what we've got in the way of low loaders. This one's probably the best. I'll lease it, and I'll need a lorry. That is the big lorry. I'll go for the man this time. Go for it in purple. Actually, no, I've had a purple lorry in another series. It did not work very well. Go for red. Tractor's red. Rim color red too. Just red on red. It's probably going to look horrendous. That's a beast of a tractor. Yep, the red on red looks like a fire engine. I want in the very, very nice digger thing. Do I need some kind of attachment thing for this? I may do. Let me just check. It was in miscellaneous. That's the one. Don't know if it attaches to like the front. Probably does. That's what I'd expect, actually. Does it not? Maybe it doesn't if I have the front attachment on it. That's fine, I'll just take the other one instead. I should probably put it on the right way round, I expect. I know I could have just loaded all the grain with this, but I wanted to see what it would be like to have the belt systems. Never had them, probably won't have them again in any kind of you see here, it's got 2 little fitments in there and its own hydraulics, so I have a feeling it's supposed to go on there. No idea. So we'll just drive clean over the top of it because that's what we want to do. Now into the lorry. Yep, our fire engine lorry. I'm going to have to now have a red on red lorry in one of my series. Just unfold that trailer. I can't believe I'm about to do this, but I'm going to drive this conveyor belt up here on its own power. Not even sure if it's too wide, to be honest. Looks like it may just fit. Not the easiest thing to control, actually. Very small wheel on the front. It's a good time to have an autosave. Don't want to fall off. So up to there, I'll turn the engine off and do the same thing with this tiny little one here. This one should still fit on the back. It's much smaller and hopefully it will still fit. Lost my steering there for a second. So hopefully this will just go up like so. About there will do me. Enter the lorry, fold up the trailer. It is now actually like a fire engine from a certain angle. I pressed the wrong button there. So just set up, follow me on that. I'm in here, and before I go I will try and get rid of this little thingy. As you can see, never used this mod before either. Not sure if that's obvious or not. That's for opening and closing the door. And up and down does that. And then up and down does that. So what I want to do is come down, out, keep it somewhat straight, down, and then in. How do we go in? Up. I suppose it would actually be up. This is going to be really, really dodgy. I should probably not bother actually. Actually, I have an idea. But lift this up out of the way and go for that. Left control and Z. If I lower these down to about there, they still let me drive over it. It's totally realistic in every sense of the word. I have seen builders pushing their equipment around like this before. In fact, it worked for a builder that did this. But yeah, it's the end of the series, so I'm not overly worried about realism. This is just a bit of fun. Finish the map off with a bit of amusement. Although I don't want to reverse into that trailer there. That is very heavy on the back. So how am I going to get to go over that? Okay. Very interesting. Could just use the boom, I suppose. Just like turn the boom like that, and it seems to be jammed in there, which is always fun. I'll leave it for the time being. So get the follow me on him. Run back to our tractor and get this grain lifted. Put the beacons on. And as many lights as we can. For no reason whatsoever other than I want to. Nice big tractor. So we appear to have left worker D behind. Why are you stuck? Does follow me not work on this? It's left all of my there we go. Really close there. Will this work? One's pulled away. Apparently not. Seems like there is an issue with follow me and the excavator. That's fine, we'll just go back and get it ourselves later, if we even need it, that is. Might not even need it. So yeah, down to the farm where we're doing some low light level loading. All the L's there. So yeah, I just wanted to end the series here on a bit of a high note. And so what better way than with the class quad track. Well, it's a very, very ridiculously large machine. Quad track 620. It is a building on tracks. I think one of these featured in Top Gear. It was quite an interesting episode before it went a bit weird like it has nowadays. Big tractor, big trailer, big lorry, well, big fire engine behind us with some random other things. Right, so I'll just sit that here, not worried about wasting fuel because, well, not like we're going to be refueling it. So what I'll do is just unfold the trailer and unload these little weird things. So I could have probably gotten closer. 3 miles an hour is just epic. Apparently it's picking it up already, which is really interesting. So into the other one. Try not to fall off the trailer, it's ridiculously close. And there it goes, fell off the trailer. So I'll try and hook up again. Hopefully that doesn't just spill off the end. Is that even hooked up? I have no idea. It looks like it. And now just move this lorry out of the way. I could probably go back and get the excavator, but don't really want to. Into the behemoth that is the quad track. I do like how the stairs move. It's very interesting. I'll just pull the trailer there. Seems like it all works as it should. As you can see, our grain is slowly reducing. Not sure if this will get it all from where it is, but hopefully. It does seem to be taking it from quite a distance away. It's going up this belt, and then up this belt, and then into our trailer. Certainly not a very quick option. But it works, so that's all that matters. I may use these belt systems in the future because they are quite interesting. Not sure I got a big enough trailer actually. So yeah, lots of filling needing done. While we're waiting for that to fill, we'll go back and get the excavator. I doubt we're going to need it. Probably just end up getting taken back to the store. In fact, that's what we'll do. We'll just take it back to the store. We're not going to need it. I will park the fire engine over here though. Just down here like this. Oh. He decided that he was going to move. Just, he made it really far. I think he made it like the equivalent of an American block. So yeah, I do have some exciting news as far as the replacement to this series goes. It is pretty much the exact opposite of what you're watching on this episode. I am going to replace Goldcrest Valley with the West Coast, something that some of you who follow my social media would maybe already know about. That I have been working on the West Coast, so still can't move that leveler thing. So yeah, the West Coast from Bullet Bill will be the new series to replace Goldcrest Valley. It's not picking up on the bucket, which is a bit concerning. It is within the sell point. Okay, this is full. So, where can we sell this? Let me see. We got wheat, Goldcrest specific grain. Where is that? Don't need to see our tractors just now. Barn, Maplefield, Goldcrest specific grain. Where is that? There. Nice field 13. So go up the way and straight across. Okay. Let's go and sell some wheat. Certainly isn't the quickest tractor in the world. 26 mile an hour is as fast as it goes. Before we end this episode, I am going to have to do a little bit of rock climbing with this tractor. Take the mailbox out for just one last time. There we go. The ever abused mailbox. This is an absolute behemoth of a tractor. Can't see me using it very much in any of my series, to be honest, because of its extensive price tag. Actually, seems like an awful lot of tractor for what you're paying for. But it is an awful lot that you're paying I may feature it in another series, but currently there's no plans to. The issue I've always had with articulated tractors is when you're pulling equipment, it sometimes has issue because it does it the wrong way around, basically. That is not the right button. That's the button that you use in Farming Simulator 2015. So we'll unload that, see if we get enough money to at least cover the cost of our leased equipment. I have my doubts, but you never know. So this trailer is actually too big for here. Good to know, I suppose. So we did get some money there. I haven't paid back the bank loan. I probably won't. It'd be a classic case of running away from your debts. Not ideal, but it will probably follow us to a future map. And that's probably what I'll do. I will I'll probably add that debt on to a future map. We still owe the bank £300,000. I'll pay as much of it off as possible, but I still need to buy a certain item, a certain vehicle, before we leave this map. So yeah, it's been an enjoyable series. Not being my most popular, admittedly, but it has been fun to record it. Been a few learning curves in the process, and hopefully my series that come to follow will be of higher quality and more entertaining and more of what everyone wants to see, with even the slightest bit of luck. That is what I'm hoping for anyway. So it does seem to be collecting up everything from the centre as a priority, but it is also taking from the edges. It's taking from right here at the very edge, and is it going from here too? Seems like a very unusual hill here. It is doing this because it's it done this because there was a barn here. The barn has been sold. It was a modular barn anyway. May end up having to do 3 runs. Just to climb up on the back of the case, onto the roof, and jump into the trailer. Yeah. May end up being 3 runs, hopefully not. Hopefully we'll do it in 2. But time will tell. Conveyor belts are certainly not the quickest approach to this, but I suppose it would be convenient. It would have probably helped if the series was continuing. We did unfortunately not get to do the Great Demand for the Wheat like I was planning on doing. But that's not the end of the world. I don't mind that at all. We did make a good bit of money from wood, a reasonable amount of money from the solar panel, and we did keep the farm afloat. We just didn't make anywhere near the money that I was hoping to. We're going to be at very least £1 million short, so that is unfortunate, but you don't always get your goals. We would have obviously continued the series to the point where we had reached that goal eventually, but it just didn't seem appropriate to do so. Felt like I was kicking a dead horse with this series, so hopefully this episode gets a little bit more attention than the rest. I have gone a bit all out, made it a bit more fun, not worried about goals or farming or anything like that. Wanted to play with some fancy equipment, do something new, and enjoy ourselves, really. That was the plan. And I'm certainly enjoying seeing that tractor on this farm, which is not something I ever thought I would see. Yeah, we are going to have to come back and do a third run. But yeah, 2 full trailers. We actually got quite a good harvest, which is noteworthy, I suppose. Do what every good farmer does and drive over the top of your grain. It's what all the best farmers do. You know, crush the grain into the ground with your behemoth of a tracked vehicle. I mean, it's like almost the height of the farm, like the farmhouse. It's just huge. So we'll get another couple of grand out of this trailer, I expect, and get the rest away. I should have got the other attachment on the fire engine so that I could have used it a bit more. But I do have a plan for that. Quite a interesting plan indeed. This is probably going to be a bit of a longer episode, but I personally am fine with that, because it is a special episode after all, being the last one that I'm going to do. It's not every day you do the last episode, is it? So, well, we still hit the roof. Yeah, still hitting the roof. And drag the trailer down the wall too. So it is starting to get dark. It's definitely been a longer episode this time. Not sure when this episode will actually be released. I'm recording this episode at the same time as 2 previous episodes. I took a wrong turn, so I am actually going to get to do a bit of that off-road I was on about. There is a gold nugget there. That's something I never actually got around to doing in this series that I was going to do. That was find all of the gold nuggets. That would give us our £1 million, I suppose, that we're short. I actually handled that jump really well, very smooth. So I've turned some of these lights off. And plenty of lights on. It's like a light show. So yeah, we'll park the trailer back underneath the road's slowest conveyor belt for the last of the grain, and we'll just watch it slowly disappear into the back of the trailer. I don't expect anywhere near a full load here, but yeah, it actually appears that it's reached its reach. No pun intended. So if I pull forward and then go like that, will that work? It will. Give it a good bit more. Good time to autosave. See what I mean? Extremely realistic. This is what all farmers do with their conveyor belts. And there we go. That does it. I would kind of like to get that little conveyor belt off. Yeah, just go and before I do anything else, I can run really fast actually. Just unload this lorry here. It's almost level actually. Might make life a little bit easier. Actually, I'll put the little one on first. Where is the little one? I'll put this one on first because it's smaller. It might actually be able to go right up the front. It's the idea anyway. Well, it has actually left a gap there. I don't know if you can quite see that. That looks more reasonable. Barely. So the idea is to put this one right up the front here, out of the way. Preferably straight though. Put that out of the way. I'm not sure if that's actually more in the way or not. I just get into this one. Probably bring it down a little bit. This thing only barely fits on the trailer. And I mean that in a literal sense, it's like actually wider than the trailer. But slow and steady wins the race. Is that as far back as it will go? Maybe if I jump into this one and do that, will that kill everything? It probably will. Certainly not what you want to happen. Try and just pull forward a little bit and fix this. Okay then. I have an idea. Let me see what things it's showing me. Reset that one. And reset that one. Awesome. I like how you can't actually jump to the conveyor belts. But that was definitely a show of something. Yeah, do a little bit more off-roading. I know we have a trailer on. I'm not that bothered. I wonder if we'll even make it up this hill. That is unbelievable. Look at that, just slowly creeping up the hill. Flattening the train lines as if they're nothing. So we're going somewhere in this general direction, so we will just go in this general direction. I'm actually surprised there's trees left on this map with all the chopping of trees that we done. Obviously no tire bulge with tracks, which is you know, exactly what you'd expect. I expect a machine like this would cost an absolute fortune to maintain. But I suppose you would also be the envy of all your pals because you've got the biggest tractor. Is that it? Really? Oh, no, okay. So, you can see the suspension working on the trailer. That's actually really cool. How they've animated the hubs moving. You can actually see the... I suppose it would be the anti-roll bars twitching as well. Not even looking where I'm going, I should probably focus, and that's exactly why. That's why you should always watch where you're going. So it's kind of a numb feeling tractor. Oh yeah, here we are back in the remnants of the farm. There's these barrows here that I have always hated. Always hated those barrows. So that is somewhat satisfactory, running them over. We still have these pallets here. I forgot about them. In fact, I wonder. I still have creator tools on. Wonder if I can... I know I can pick them up. Wonder if I can make it into the trailer with them. There you go. I don't know if I'm even able to sell these, but... There you go, 2 for 2 so far. This one is obviously heavy. Needs to go a bit more to the front as well. Ah, bounced off the side. Did that go in? Oh, no, it fell off the other side. Oh, oh. Almost. Gonna end up knocking it further away. Not even close. Where'd he go? I'm just... Yeah, okay. See what we can do here. Out there. It's easier with logs. I think that went in. Actually I managed to tip that one out. Okay, I didn't know I could do this. I doubt I'll be able to tip that one out, but yeah. It appears we have fertilizer in the trailer. I didn't actually know you could do that. So yeah. Let's go and give this stuff back. Buy our piece of equipment. Does this even fit on here? I suppose technically. Right. I want to do the impossible here. This is a last episode attempt at reversing a trailer on with twin articulation. Reverse a trailer onto a trailer. Don't even know if that is possible at this angle. It would appear not. Yes, concentrating. I do apologise for going quiet there. Just trying to concentrate on getting this on. The power of this tractor is you're not even feeling the lumps in the trailer. So yeah, there you go. Finally managed to do something I haven't been able to all season, and that is actually reverse a trailer. So we're not going to be driving the quad track back, we're going to be driving the fire engine. Someone else can drive this quad track. Turn our beacons on our fire engine here. MAN lorry, or MAN if you prefer. So we're already leaving the quad track behind. And we've left our trailer behind. It's good to know. Came back on his wheels too. So, not worried about that. I'll sort that in a second. I have to admit, I actually do like the whole red on red thing. It's quite smart. Does look like a British fire engine. Just a beefier one. So, not even sure if the quad track is following us, but enter the car park, how I imagine most 10-year-olds who play this game do. I hit the roof, didn't even see it. So, where is that sell point? Return the fire engine. Return the loader. Will it let me return that? No. Wow, that's kind of amusing actually. Where did that other Bowser go? Way over there. Kind of funny how the quad track crashed into the trailer. I'll reload that Bowser just because I don't want to leave the map too messy. If about there, is that going to go in? No. That was nice of it. So a bit closer, and then here we go. Actually got it the right way up too. So off to the shops we go again. For what is actually the last time in Goldcrest Valley. It has been a good run. I've enjoyed this map. I know it's a Giants map that comes standard with the game, everyone has it, and it's not exciting for anyone to see or anything like that. That's probably why it's not been a particularly popular series, but I did want to feature the map anyway. You know, it's a very good map. It's done very well. I do enjoy Giants as a development company. They put the effort in, so it's only fair that I show one of their maps too. There's a common misconception that the base game maps are rubbish or boring, and if you want a really good map you have to download a mod, which, don't get me wrong, mod maps are really good. There's a couple of map creators that I've spoken about in the past that make absolutely breathtaking maps. But what I don't think I've actually said in the past is Giants also make arguably the best maps. They are overseen, overused, and you know, take advantage of things like the the square fields so that the workers work better and things like that. The maps are optimized for the game engine, which is perfectly reasonable. You know, it's kind of what you'd expect, in my opinion. Not sure if I can even sell that. No? Okay. But their maps are wonderful and very detailed. I mean, someone at Giants would have had to go to the effort of putting cables on the shelf, and a jack. Someone would have had to build that as a model. You know, it's just they deserve a shout out themselves. That is a very wonky looking hammer. It's like a Mario hammer. It's be very top heavy. Just after me saying how good they are, I go and find something like that. So yeah, still got these things to get rid of, I suppose. If that's not the biggest tail swing you've ever seen in your life, then Morgan's Massive Motors M3. I do enjoy that because I actually own a BMW myself, so it's not an M3 right enough, but that is obviously the sports version of BMWs. Obviously there's M3s, M5s, all that kind of thing, but yeah, I hadn't actually noticed that before. Or if I did notice it, I hadn't mentioned anything about it before. So just dump this one there, get rid of it too. I'm gonna turn that off. It's kind of annoying to look at. But yeah, these got a little bit of use. Not a massive amount, but a little bit. Yeah, there's snow on the hills in the distance. It would imply that this map should be colder than it really is. I mean, it's -1 in game. Pardon me. Obviously I can't get rid of these buckets, so we'll just say that somebody's going to pick them up later. So head over to Morgan's Massive Motors with a random jack sitting on the shelf. I'll put that away for you. Let me just oops, someone's left oil on it. Let me just put this back over in your workshop area for you. Right where you need it. On its side. Now, I would like to buy this. Don't think I've had this on the series, but there's a very good reason for me having it. It's about to do a very long trip in a container, evidently. Before we go, finances, we're still 125 grand short, so let's repay him, well, repay the bank as much as we can. So 130,000. Fair enough. So yeah, we will now leave Goldcrest Valley for the final time. It's been a good run, good series, good map, but all good things must come to an end. So if you've enjoyed this video or any of the videos in this playlist, please leave a like and leave a comment if you ever want to see this map featuring again. And if you enjoy the content on my channel, please don't forget to subscribe. I do upload new and exciting content very often. I do upload a video every single day, so there's always something to watch. But yeah, it's time to fade to black. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next series. Bye for now.